Manchester United's midfield never quite clicked last season. Indeed, it was this area that posed the most headaches for manager Jose Mourinho, who never figured out how to best utilise the options at his disposal. Despite many calling for a midfield three, he consistently opted for a two of Nemanja Matic and Paul Pogba that either drastically reduced the creative influence of the latter or led to balance issues that left the team open defensively. Perhaps the main reason for Mourinho's proclivity for a two-man central midfield setup was a lack of a suitable third man. Scott McTominay earned praise from the manager, while Ander Herrera and Marouane Fellaini continued to prove themselves useful alternatives in specific situations, but in truth, none of this trio possesses the necessary all-round attributes to knit Manchester United's midfield together. These are the circumstances that led to the club's signature of Fred this summer. Fred shone for Shakhtar Donetsk last season, helping the Ukrainian club to retain their domestic league title while also beating Manchester City and Napoli to reach the Champions League knockout rounds. His performances on the continent attracted interest from both Manchester clubs, though United eventually won the race to sign the player in a reported £52 million deal. Mourinho is confident that the Brazilian playmaker could be his team's missing link, saying, "We think that players like Fred are more technical, passing and playing in short spaces and maybe connecting with the attacking players." In order to estimate the connecting role Fred will play for Manchester United, it's necessary to look at how and where he played for Shakhtar last season. Led by Paulo Fonseca, Shakhtar lined up in a fluid 4-2-3-1 system that saw the centre-backs split wide during build-up. This was done to allow the full-backs to push high down their respective flanks, in turn enabling the nominal wingers to come inside. The main benefit of these movements was that it meant Shakhtar had three attacking midfielders occupying dangerous spaces between opposition lines. Fred, as one half of the double pivot, sat deep and was primarily responsible for linking attacks. While the centre-backs split wide, he would generally take up a central position in front of them. From here, he would receive possession, often drawing pressure from the opposition. This helped to create space behind the aforementioned attacking midfield trident between the lines, but Fred didn't simply open up space or keep his team's possession ticking, rather he was tasked with breaking the lines through penetrative passes. The 25-year-old's role within the Shakhtar system came with a lot of pressure. One poor piece of control, one bad pass or a failure to spot danger would have meant turnovers that, with the Shakhtar centre-back split, could lead to dangerous counter-attacking situations for the opposition. He also had to be brave and precise in his passing so as to take full advantage of the Shakhtar attacking midfielders' positioning. Fortunately, he had all the technical gifts to perform the role effectively. His exceptional control and composure allowed him to receive possession with his back to goal and under pressure from an opponent. Furthermore, his vision and courage on the ball saw him opening up opposition defensive blocks constantly, progressing attacks in the process. Highly press-resistant and purposeful with the ball at his feet, he was capable of not only retaining possession, but crucially moving it forwards. Considering his attacking qualities, along with his mobility, work ethic and willingness to press, he may well be the player Mourinho's been waiting for to transition this Manchester United midfield from a 2 into a 3. But how exactly will Fred's presence affect the team's lineup? Having played predominantly on the right-hand side of a double pivot for Shakhtar, it's easy to envisage him operating on the right of a three-man central midfield at Old Trafford, perhaps with Matic slightly deeper to the left and Pogba occupying a slightly higher and more central space. This staggered structure could at once allow Fred to make his incisive left-foot passes through pressure and give Pogba greater freedom to push on and perhaps be on the receiving end of some of his teammates' passes. Assuming he settles well in English football, Fred is the third midfielder Manchester United have needed for so long. He will improve the quality of their possession and ensure greater structural stability. Along the way, he may solve Mourinho's most irritating tactical dilemma.